everybody knows the iconic grill from Jeep. One of the things I like to tell about that, a lot of people, you'll even see sometimes people wearing t-shirts, you know, they'll actually have the iconic grill on it. They'll say it's a Jeep thing. Yeah. Well, the next time you see one of those, if he's not real big and doesn't look mean, you can tell him it's not necessarily a Jeep thing. It's actually a Ford thing. The reason being is when the original models were produced, the original design that Willys had made had flat bars of steel that were welded on the top and the bottom. I think there were 10 of them, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, they welded the top wheel and the bottom, they were little flat grills. If you see one of those, you'll notice a very early Jeep. They call those slat grills because they had those little tin slats. Ford, you know, took a look at that and they went, we're not a welding company, we're a stamping company. And they went, tin, you know, like this. You do it in one piece, it's much stronger, much easier construction. But anyway, so that's the government went, yeah, well, let's do that. So that's exactly where it came from. It's actually a Ford thing. Just like with the glove box, Ford actually made some changes that the government adopted because it was kind of a, you know, you had a project that everybody was kind of contributing on, and it was like they kind of picked the best of that. And essentially the prototype was the Willys prototype because it was the one that had the stronger go-devil engine, and therefore they realized it was much more functional. They were trying to get them below 2,000 pounds, they never got there. 2350, I think it was a gasoline, is what this winds up topping out at. But the reason they wanted to get them lower, you know, they actually had standards as far as how tall they could be, how wide they could be. So for they knew they were going to have to ship all these OBs to Europe. So they would be in action. They were shipping them by ships. Of course, they would be shipping them. They're packing these in those small crates. You probably see them in the box. Also, they knew they were going to go in transport planes. Yeah, wide because it's so broad that, you know, all the specs said it has to be this tall, can't be taller than this, can't be wider. And they wanted to get the weight below 2,000 pounds, which is never quite done. I told them earlier this one was made, this was the delivery date on this one, May 8th,
May 1944 Jeep.
Reason being, starting sometimes it's a little more different because what people don't realize is you see that silver switch under there that looks like a dimmer switch. Those of you that are old enough to remember what a dimmer switch is, that ain't a dimmer switch. That is actually the starter. What you do is you place your foot on this little thing that looks like a mushroom, click over here, and that's the starter. So therefore, you got one foot on the clutch, you got one foot there, you run out of feet. So you can't press the gas. You actually have a throttle, separate throttle control. Also, going down the road makes a nice little cruise control. All you do is pull around and it'll stay at that.
So once you get it started, then and you can
When you transfer it, you then can go from high or low. So there is no two-wheel low, in other words, in this one, because you either have the case, you have it engaged, and once it's engaged, then you can either go to low or high.
I got you.
Yeah, that's why there's three other than the normal two that you're used to seeing.
Okay.
That's a weird,
Yeah,
like a very small
that's a standard
ball.
gear shift. Yeah. And it is the 3-speed. You know, one it has the standard H pattern. And the first, what is normally in first is of course your reverse.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah. You know,
We've driven a 3-speed.
Getting used to.
I learned to drive a 3-speed on a column.
Yeah, I drove one of those too.
You did too?
The truck
That's even
with a
more.
column shift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the gas tank is right here.
Yes, sir. As I say, we're different. Filler neck, definitely with rubber, and this as well. If you notice, one of the things too, a lot of people say, well, that's got the big wheel.
This is a Ford Jeep for World War II.
Willys was doing the same thing. They have a Willys as well. Now, it was there for a while. After that, the government said stop it. So that's why it's hard to distinguish which one switch later.
Yeah.
But if you
See the
notice
windshield
here,
pull
like on
down?
this fender, if you look closely, you'll see an F. If you look on the back of that seat right there,
Yeah,
you'll see an F.
it's part of the suspension under there. We saw that down there
If you
too.
look closely on these head bolts, all the original bolts here, the ones that are still original, have an F stamped on them. The reason being,
Never in the gas tank.
you have two companies that were making things that were designed to be completely interchangeable. So therefore, Ford, if there was one that was going to break, you know, they made something that tore up. Ford wanted to know, was it ours or was it Willys? So Ford spent quite a bit of money tooling up, you know, to make everything actually have the F stamp. Because you think about it, you can buy bolts all day, but you know, to actually have them with an F stamp, you got to tool them. You know, have to have the machinery to do that and tool it up. Even internal gearing parts that no one would ever see have the Ford logo or have an F stamp on it.
They did.
Notice these, each of the tires actually have it. So that is correct also. The Ford glass actually had a Ford etching. The Ford was basically just doing it like they were signing their homework. They wanted to know, was it ours or was it theirs? If it was a problem. It's not all advertising. Yeah, so that's an add-on.
Fuel tank is under the seat.
Yeah. I know it comes in like the hobnail boots chew it up pretty bad.
We heard of walking out in the concrete.
Yeah. They're pretty hard on them. As a matter of fact, a lot of people won't even let reenactors get in.
Ford, World War II era Jeep. And only, you said only the first, what, 16,000 actually had that logo on them?
16, but yes, I read that in the book. There's a book I consider the Bible, basically, it was written by...
But only the first 16,000 have that logo on the back.
But it came out like in 46, right after the war. So it tells about the process. He leans more, you know, kind of giving Willys a lot more credit actually, because it was their design and
This is the Ford version of the Jeep. But Ford did put their own touches on it. If you look at the original bolts, it's difficult to see on some of them, but it's got the Ford script. It's got it on the tires, as you can see. It's got the barred grille, which actually, the stamp barred grille is a Ford design, not a Jeep design. And somewhere on the front fender, I don't see it, it is stamped with the F for Ford as well.